Hey YouTube, it's Rob. I'm making a video today for my subscribers. I feel like the people that subscribe to me, I'm obligated to prove that what I'm showing you is accurate. And so when I get a troll like this guy that makes claims that you know that that he can't prove, about me. I feel like I'm obligated to show you guys how wrong this guy is. But first, I want to show you about this guy, this Marai Ziller. He's saying that the things that I'm showing do not perfectly match, and then he calls me a fucking moron, which, well, that makes him even more right, right? Um, Given enough time, you can find any patterns to anything that appear to match within an arbitrary degree you want them to. That's fucking pareidolia or whatever. Notice that he had to cut and paste it because he can't spell it. That's how you can tell, when the letters don't match your letters, that means you cut and pasted it. All right. Well, let's see what that means, okay? Just so you guys know. And then he calls me a stupid cunt. Whatever. This guy's a real tool. This guy is the reason why this world is failing. Here it is. Pareidolia is a psychological phenomenon involving a stimulus, an image, or a sound, wherein the mind perceives a familiar pattern or something or of something where none actually exists. Okay, so he's saying that I'm making up these patterns and I'm only seeing them in my head and I'm lining them up only in my head, that's not real, that they're not really lining up, is what he's suggesting. He's claiming that what I'm showing are alignments are just fabrications of my imagination. Okay. Common examples are perceived images of animals, faces, or objects in cloud formations. Okay. I have to deal with this every day, by the way, with these people. The man on the moon, whatever, the moon rabbit, hidden messages. Yeah, 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 yeah. You get the point. But let's take a closer look at this guy. I went to his channel and I, looked around, and sure enough, this guy, what he does is he goes to other channels where people put up information that doesn't agree with what's acceptable in mainstream. Basically, is what it looks like to me. And then what he does is he posts it on his channel. Like, you could see that he's attacking some guy named Rory, because I'm sure Rory made a video that he finds doesn't suit his beliefs. So he goes on the attack, and then he posts it, and laughs about it with other people that subscribe to him. See, here's an example. He's got a bunch of different pages, and his favorite word I found out is fucktard, probably because that's what his mom called him when he was little. But yeah, he seems to like to call everybody a fucktard. Anybody that disagrees with what he says is an idiot, a moron. This guy's a real piece of work. So, anyways, what I did is he was making his accusations, and I told him to prove it. Right? I mean, like, I've been working on this for a year and a half. This douchebag comes along, and within 5 minutes, he's an expert. All right, and he's telling me what's up. For one, dude, you couldn't tell me shit. Okay, you, you fuck, man. I can't believe I have to actually stoop this low, man, to deal with these guys. But that's what I got to do, and I just want to make sure that my subscribers feel confident in what I'm showing them to be true. So what I'm gonna do right now is challenge this guy. Okay, I'm gonna show him some of my alignments, and I'm gonna challenge him to try to prove they don't line up. And you guys can be the judges. You can see for yourself who you believe, me or this ridiculous bastard. Okay, what I'm going to match up are actually so far apart that they couldn't even be any further than they are. They're opposite sides of the planet. What I'm going to match up is this crater right here, guy. So take a look at that. I'm going to match it up with something that sits all the way over here. And that's going to be this crater in this area, actually. Now, according to you, that should be impossible, right? I know, because for one thing, it's not in the geology textbooks. This has never been seen. No, I've never seen anybody make this alignment. This is something I discovered, and it should be completely insane by your account, right? So, without further ado, let's see what we got. Okay, here's that crater. Here comes the other one. First of all, I'd like to point out, as I make my way up, this alignment right here. I'm trying to work on getting a bigger pointer. Oh, fuck. Oops, sorry about that. My program just crashed. I had to redo everything, so here we go again. Here comes that area in between Antarctica and South America, and I think I was showing you how this was lining up with India right here. As I'm working my way up, this too kind of lines up with the markings right here. Oh, here's something interesting I didn't notice before. If you notice that this lines up with India's edge, and believe it or not, that actually reveals something to me, and which I'll hopefully tell you by the end of the video what that means. I know what well, we'll see. All right, let me show you what the main point of this is. This is where I want that guy to prove that I'm wrong. I want him to prove that these don't match up. And not only that, but I want my subscribers to see and they can make a choice, you know, decide for themselves whether I'm being honest and I got the truth here. Okay. Notice I'm going to zoom in as close as I can to where it doesn't blur out, which is close. And you can see the texture here match up with this. You see how that fits right in here? That fits right there. You got another one there, another one there. I don't think you got this here. See that? What's that guy's name again? Ziller or whatever the. Here's my challenge to you, pal. And here's the thing: I can guarantee you, these guys are such douchebags that even when I prove him wrong, he won't admit it. He won't, you know, like a regular person would. Like I'd be like, okay, you're right, bro. I'm sorry. You know, this guy will not do that because he's not a. That's the type of personality he is. I'd be surprised if he did, actually, and I wouldn't hold this against him at all. You know, it takes a lot for a person to admit they're wrong. So, and I know that. So those are one of those things that, you know, when someone says they're wrong or whatever, I can totally let go and forgive or whatever. But I doubt this guy's going to do that. Even though I'm going to prove without a doubt that this lines up. Even though mainstream science doesn't know it. Let me see if I can get up here more. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Because not only does it align up here, you can see that, right? You can see how it matches the. Look, I move it over, it lines up right there. You see that, guy? You see how that lines up with the dot right underneath it? And this continues to line up here. You see that? Okay, you can almost see that this is the center point right here. Oh, let me see if I can get over there. Look at the... Okay. You know, I always say that if you're going to accuse me of something, at least make an overlay yourself and look closely at it before you go and make a stupid accusation. Because take a look at this. If I bring this up here, because this had to have slid down. You can clearly see that this lines up with this right here. And then to top it off, you got this streaming out of it going the same direction as this. Okay. Now, this is where it gets better. I know that seems impossible, but it does. Because this crater right here sat inside of here. You can see this lines up, right? You see these marks right here? You see how they line up with these area right here? As this lines up in here. Now my theory is that what created this crater was a vortex. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing the spinning of the vortex. That's what these ripples are. Here's the other thing. When I move this over here, you see these ripples up here? Well, you can see they line up right here as I bring it through. Oops. But notice how this crater fits into here pretty good. This is part of the spill out, which I'll get to in a little bit. But what's trippy is that when I line... Sorry about that. That's how I move this around. When I line this up here, you can see that this is like spilling out. It's a waterfall, basically, of molten matter. And you can see that it lines up in every way possible. Unless you think this is my imagination, guy. You can make your own overlay. And what you're going to have to do to prove me wrong is you're going to have to say that that doesn't line up. But here I am showing you that it certainly does. And I have witnesses that can vouch for this. I know there's people that can see that these line up. I know that you can see this is curling over this too, by the way. You see how that lines up? It always lines up. See how this wraps around there when I line this up? It's because these two sat on top of each other. And that's that. They're on opposite sides of the planet, but yet I'm showing you absolute proof that these sat up on top of each other. Okay, so I showed you this. I showed you how it lined up here. I even showed you how it lined up down here. Right there. And even here. Now I'm going to show you here. I already showed you this part right here. You can see that it lines up there. But you can see these knuckles right here. Well, they line up there. Wouldn't you say? You see how this lines up here? And it does. There's no way you can get around that, dude. No way. You have no chance of discrediting me. You have zero. I guarantee that you have zero. You see how that lines up? There's no way you can get out of this, bro. Man, I can't believe I even have to do this, but hey, thanks for helping me so I can prove I'm right to everybody. This is why I like when trolls come to my channel and start shit, because then I get to show how stupid they really are. And it's my pleasure. Here you go. Dude's gonna try and post my channel up on his channel, him making fun of me. You must be off your rocker, bro. That ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be the other way around. What do you think of that? Because I'm matching this up in multiple places, and it gets better than this. Believe me. Believe me. See how it... Here, let's take a distant shot here. This way you can grasp the whole thing right here. See how that... See how these alignments line up when I move them? See how they still line up in other areas when I line these up again? You can see that this supports this. And then when I bring it up and back or whatever, see, that's the thing, is that these move through. I have to find the pattern that they move through. And they rotate, by the way. You see how, like, when I line this up, though, this starts to line up right here? You can see it slid through. See, look. See these markings right here? Well, look how well they line up. This is the opposite side of the planet. If plate tectonics was right, there's no way that even after... It would take 1 billion years for these places to move apart from each other. And in billions of years, erosion would have wiped this all clean. There is no way that I would be able to line these up the way I do right now, unless the planet's younger, or the surface features are younger than what they claim, or these don't move that slow. Actually, this happened quickly. You see how I'm proving the current model wrong, bro? If you can't see that, you must be brain dead or something. But that's what I'm doing here. I'm absolutely discrediting plate tectonics. Anybody with half a brain could see that. But it takes a troll to accuse me of some kind of psychological disorder, when you can tell I'm lining these up. Anybody with a brain can see that. So, but let's not stop there, because the alignments keep coming, because what I claim is that this crater is responsible for creating the planet. And if that's true, well, this crater should align up in multiple places, everywhere. And that's what I'm showing you here. Look, you see how this lines up here? If I rotate this, it's going to line up even better. And it matches even the other side better. You see that? You see that? Also matches up here, right there, this triangle. So does this. Hold on. Let me... God, this thing's a pain in the ass. A little rotation. And if I flip-flop it, guess what? It fits even better. That's right, because a vortex made this planet. And a vortex rotates. So you'll get the front and reverse back side when you have a vortex. This is a vortex. I guarantee you. This is the vortex. Right here. And this is the spill out on both sides. These are actually... What it is this is a reoccurring pattern of the spill out. These are the same thing. This is the same thing as this. And this happens to be the same thing as these two. They're all different moments of time stuck in an image, frozen. And that's how our planet was created. It's that simple. But watch what happens when I rotate this. You see that right there? You see the ripples now? Well, watch what happens when I rotate it more. Okay, take a look at this, right? You see how that follows that? Let's take a closer look here. You notice these little needle islands here? Watch how they line up with the see how they line up with the mountains here? See how they line up with the, see how they look like a comb and this filters through? You see that? See how they line up with the dark areas? Okay. Now watch. You see this guy right here? You see how this filters off and creates these. This right here becomes his arm. It looks like a, you know, I always picture it as an arm, whatever the thing. This is actually the spill out. This becomes this arm right here. It extends out, becomes the arm in time, and this is a spill out. Hold on. See that? Can you wrap your, here, I'll put this in front of there so you can see what I'm talking about. That becomes the arm. I believe that these, how it works is that Antarctica flips around underneath, and that's how you get the rest of the arm. This is like the hand, and this is the arm. You see what I'm showing you? Can't you see how amazing what I found is? This is a spill out, and you can see it rolling out right here. Okay, I showed you how this is made, and you saw it with your own eyes. But you're gonna call me names like that and tell me that this is in my head? I'm so tired of you trolls, man. You know what I want? I want you to either apologize or don't come back to my channel again, okay? Because I really don't want to hear your crap anymore. Okay? Because I really, right now, I have no respect for you. If you apologize, it would be different. But I don't think you're going to do that. Because trolls don't do things like that. And of course, there's even more I should show you, but I don't want to make this video very long at all. So, anyways, everybody have a good day. And like I said, you can count on me to be bringing you the truth about this planet. And I just proved this troll completely wrong, and he knows it. And I hope he goes and tells his friends so they stay away from my channel. Thanks for watching.